Hey, so well, hello friends. Welcome back. I see we have something behind me. Yes, folks. We now have a green screen. For the first time, wow. I have bought myself a green screen. It's pretty cheap actually. I actually bought it from online, and it's pretty cheap. It was like around 100. Hold on. Oh, whoa. Okay, nice. Hold on. My fan is just. Anyway, I'm just okay. Hold on. There we go. So, hello friends. Today we are coming back to react to Salmonella. Salmonella came back. How long was this? Not. If today's 10, I'm recording this in October 10. 9, 8, wait, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So that means he came back 7 days ago, almost like a week ago. So yes, guys, we're going to react to his video called Where Animals' Scientific Names Come From. And this is my first time doing this with a green screen, and you're gonna see the video full screen. Wow, I remember you see the video like small, like in a small box in the corner, but now you're gonna see it in like the full screen. So like and subscribe. This video is going to be in the description down below. Check it out. And it's been a while. I'm doing fine. Thank you for all of your comments last video. And that last video did not get that much views, but I don't care. If you want to check it out, it's going to be in the description down below. It's about a Chris Benoit. So if you're interested on wrestling, you can look at my reaction to the first part, because I'm going to continue that series. And if you're going to ask me where's the another part of this Pacific War, it will come soon, maybe next video. And yes, let's go.
Hey kids, I just woke up from a nap I took in January of 2020, and boy are my arms tired. Let's see what I missed. Queen's dead, war in Ukraine, the Taliban's back. What is... Holy shit! They made a movie called Scoob! Unprecedented global pandemic, Space Jam 2, some popular guy named Brandon. Yep, that just about covers it. Anyway, we all know about the scientific names of animals, but did you ever wonder what they actually mean? To find out, we must look to taxonomists. They're the guys responsible for the systems of nomenclature we use to classify organisms, and boy are they convoluted. First you got the big A, domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. I've seen plenty of mnemonic devices for this, but since the D just showed up in the 90s and is still disputed by some scientists, he's usually not included. So allow me to suggest a few. Dizzy kids puke cereal on fairground staff.
Dizzy kids puke cereal on fairground staff. Okay. Why cereal though? Okay, that's weird.
Dumb kittens pushing cups over feeds growing spite. Donkey Kong's
wow.
Fucking serendipitously. The way this whole thing works differs slightly depending on which kingdom you pick, so today we'll be sticking to the animal one, cause that one's the coolest and I'm in it. So what constitutes each taxon is pretty arbitrary. They basically just serve to act as another set of branches in the tree that taxonomists build. The one exception is species, which is generally...
Okay, first of all, let me point out, I'm not a expert on this topic. I am more of a chemistry type of guy. I love learning about... Is this type of chemistry? No. No, I'm more type of a guy who loves learning about molar masses. Yes, I know. Molar masses. I'm not an expert for that in this topic, but hey, it's good to learn.
Generally defined as
new things. It's good to learn new things.
Any group of animals that can have babies with each other that aren't sterile freaks. Mule, liger, zedonk, skunk ape. They can live
Liger.
fulfilling lives, but they're all
What
shooting
the hell
blanks,
is
so they
that?
don't count. On the other hand, in our innumerable trespasses against God, we can make things like chidandanes, which actually work, so dogs are dogs are dogs. Besides species, though, it's the Wild West in here. Plenty of times, 8 tiers isn't even enough for scientists, so they just stick new sub-levels in between. Legions, cohorts, tribes, series, divisions, and if you want to keep going, you can throw all kinds of prefixes on any of these for even more layers. There's even subspecies, which the more pedantic of you may think to yourselves that creating names for subspecies at all kind of undermines the single somewhat agreed upon definition in the whole tree. To that, my friends taxonomists say, But while that's pretty complex, the actual names themselves are pretty easy to wrap your head around. Though taxonomists may hide behind their fancy Greek and Latin, the Vulgate is no substitute for wit. Now, I've scraped through the scientific names of a load of species, and most of them can be split into a few categories. The simplest ones are the animals that already have names in Greek or Latin. It's a lion, I'm calling it Leo. Done. Tiger, it's a tigris. Cat, it's a catus. Easy. Multi-word names can be translated the same way. For the golden eagle, we got Aquila chrysaetos. Gold eagle eagle. They decided to be a show-off and do eagle in Greek and Latin. Essentially the same though. But if a species is too specific or exotic for a one-to-one translation, that's when you gotta get a little creative.
Wow, the dogs, yet again. I'm very, very sorry. We have a lot of dogs in the house.
A lot of the time, inspiration comes from just giving the creature the old once-over and pointing out some cool-looking body part. Generally, the more distinct of an identifying feature it is, the more likely it'll get in the name. For example, Homeboy took one look at this thing and said, "Yup, red triangle slug. I'm going on break." We called this thing a fucking unicorn, almost like that means one horn or something. Also, some guy deadass looked at an octopus and said, well, all they got is heads and feet. I'ma call them headfoot. And now biologists everywhere say cephalopod unironically. Matter of fact, if it's got feet, chances are that's part of its name somewhere. You got 4 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, 2 feet, equal feet, both feet, double feet, stomach feet, lip feet, sucker feet, wing feet, big feet, slow feet, or feet, both feet, joint feet, no feet, 10,000 feet, cow's feet, spade feet, cat feet, small feet. If it doesn't look that interesting, another thing to point out is where you found it. This could be a territory like American bear or Siamese crocodile, or just a habitat like woods macaque or toilet rat. But that's boring. We need to look at
Toilet rat. I hate those. I hate those. If a rat shows up in the toilet, I'ma leave. Ooh, my goodness.
the men behind the magic and what drives and motivates them. Now, if there's one thing that the scientific community loves, it's clout. And there's no better way to go down in history than plastering your own name on some shit you found. But not all fields have the same volume of things to scribble the old John Hancock over. On the one end, you got physicists just making up their own slightly different form of ionizing radiation.
Rutherford, Sievert, Gray, Roentgen, Rutherford, Becquerel, Curie. Okay.
Measurement. And even then, only the top dogs got away with it. Now, zoology, any little goober flouncing through the underbrush can say, this one has 13 spots, but the one in the book's only got 11. I will call him Splinkus's ladybird. Alternatively, plenty of biologists have given shout-outs to their contemporaries, both other biologists and those across the academic gamut, from geologists to physicists to explorers and more. Naturally, Darwin's got a shitload, but even the background characters get immortalized one way or another. Who are Thompson, Grant, Summering, Erlanger, Speke, and Cuvier? I don't know, but they've all got gazelles, so they must be pretty cool. Of course, other times, the name checks go to people who had fuck all to do with anything except for one taxonomist being a fan of theirs. Plenty of popular celebrities have species named after them, but since all the big cute stuff was found and branded a while ago, most of these idols are commemorated through repulsive little invertebrates. You got Scaptia, Beyonce. The only similarity I can gather here is queen bee, looks like a bee, both not a real bee. There's Anomphalus gregarius, an old stone named after an old stone. In 2007, one Jason Bond, a professor of biology at UC Davis, dubbed this little dude Myrmecia Neil Youngie to honor his favorite musician, which caused my man Stephen Colbert to go on TV and profess his utter indignation at not having a spider named after himself. So naturally, the next year, Bond actually went on the Colbert Report to announce the naming of apostachus Stephen Colberry. So, if that gives any of you epic biologists out there any ideas, you know, I wouldn't be opposed. Please, I would do anything. For the love of God, I'll even take a lichen. The world of politics is by no means immune to this phenomenon. Obama alone has fucking 9, as do a load of other presidents.
What? Niestalis Obamae, Ephesostoma Obama, Baractrema Obamae, Caloplaca Obamae, Teleogramma apomarum, Tosanoids Obama, Paragordius Obamae, Obamadon gracilis, Aptostictus Barack Obamae. Okay.
Trump's got a moth with
Donald Trump, Neopalpa, Donald Trumpy.
funny hair.
Okay.
Bush has a fungus
Agaphivium bushy.
beetle. Reagan's a wasp.
Wait, Reagan's a wasp? Oh, wait, what? Hold on a
The
minute,
fungus
hold on.
beetle. Reagan's a
Ronald Reagan, Heterospilus, Reagani,
wasp. Carter's got a
Jimmy Carter, Etiostoma, Jimmy Carter,
darter, and so forth.
okay.
Even Austria's most famous painter got the honor.
Yes, Austria's famous painter. Indeed. I agree.
Through this blind cave beetle.
Anaphthalmus Hitlerti. Oh, Hitleri.
Mind you, it was 1933, so you can only blame the guy a tiny bit. Hitler actually wrote him a letter saying, "Oh, thank you, my little entomolomensch," and then went on to do, Hitler things. Fun fact, not only was this beetle stuck with just about the worst name you could have, it's also now facing extinction solely because of its value to Nazi memorabilia collectors. Guess old habits die hard. Oh, fictional characters have their fair share of species under their belt. On the topic of evil beetles, this one's named after Darth Vader.
Agaptivium Vederi.
Because he
Okay.
kind of looks like his helmet, I guess. This was actually named by the same guy who did the Bush one and belongs to the same genus. There's also this mite, genus Darth Vaderum, which is a lot more accurate and frightening. In
Vaderum.
2012, a single bone from above the eye socket of a hitherto unidentified theropod dinosaur was being studied. And suddenly, under the light of the full moon, the guy working with the specimen had his neck covered with hair and his lips clench into a pog and his endocrine system fill with soy, and he said, "It's just like the eye of Sauron." And then he started chewing on Funko Pops and sweating cream of meme and snorting G Fuel and shitting D20s everywhere until the prostate stimulation made him. The dino's genus is now Sauroniops, from Eye of Sauron. This spider was named after Godric Gryffindor because it looks like the
Sauronia.
sorting hat. SpongeBob has not a sponge, but a fungus. The legendary birds from Pokemon each have their own, you guessed it, beetle. And the list goes on. Scientists are nerds. Who knew? Anyway, while this all seems kind of chaotic, there is some method to the
Who
madness.
knew?
One rule is the principle of priority. This states that once somebody publishes their chosen name for a species for the first time, that's the name, and other taxonomists typically can't change it. This has led to plenty of misnomers coined by whoever got their foot in the door first, particularly in the case of the guys doing this stuff before we had the luxury of genetic analysis. Here's one. Red panda? Nah. Shining cat, coined in 1825.
Ailurus fulgens. Oh.
To be fair, they're actually about as close to
Shining
cats as they are to actual pandas, so whatever. Here's two. Capsicum chinense. Eaten there? Sure. Native? Only off by around half a
China.
globe, where literally all hot peppers came from. This principle holds true even if someone thinks they found a new species, only to later discover
Okay.
that it was already named. For example, in 1824, one John Edward Gray documented the plains zebra, calling it Equus burchellii, or Burchell's horse, named after a renowned naturalist of the day. Little did he know, back in 1785, some other douche classified this character as the quagga. The last quagga died in a Dutch prison in 1883, so why do we care? Well, in the 2000s, scientists decided to scrape some gunk off a dry quagga pelt and study its DNA, and from that they realized, wait a minute, apparently this guy and zebras could have, made a little plaid in the hay together, so technically they're one species, and today they're both called quagga. Sounds kinda asinine, but then again so does asinus, and that worked out fine. Just to maintain the distinction, the extinct
Asinus.
subspecies was renamed quagga quagga, so you know it's the real quagga. This double naming convention has been done with a lot of subspecies, in fact. Wild horse, spotted panther, or my favorite, gorilla. Just like, yeah, it's the gorillest gorilla that
What?
ever gorilled. Fuck you want from me. A closely related rule also states that the names of all taxa have
What the hey?
to be
my
unique. So if
God.
two people coincidentally name any taxon the same thing, the older one
Garfield.
gets to stay and the new one gets the boot. Like if you saw a genus called echidna, you'd think it was, an echidna, right? Well, no, that'd make too much sense. For a while it was true, from 1797 to 1811. Then it was pointed out that someone else already called a genus of moray eels echidna back in 1788. So the real echidna had to be changed to tachyglossus, or quick tongue. Then a decade later, a dude did the same thing for a genus of vipers. Another 22 years passed, people discovered the same thing, thing, and they were renamed to Bitis because they bit us. That one at least made a bit of sense, given that the original echidna from Greek mythology was half lady, half snake, but who cares at this point? Anyway, I've just barely scraped the surface of all the goofy names out there, so feel free to post more down below. That's all I've got for now. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and I'll see ya in 2025.
2025. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe. If you didn't, that's too cool too. Any ideas for future videos, let me know in the comments. First of all, that was hilarious. I love it. It's great that Salmonella is back for like a 2-year hiatus. That's fantastic. So guys, thank you for watching. If you like this type of reactions with a green screen on, just comment down below. And yes, next video might actually be Pacific War episode. I forgot what episode, but hey, I'll see you next video. Goodbye.